Once again, boys and girls, a steam train has pulled into the station with a selection of train games on board with the aim to raid your piggy banks. Up first, a selection of driving games. The premise for each is the same. You select a route, choose a train, then drive. At the end, you're scored on how well you've done. The first game on our list is Trainz 22. Now it comes in two flavours. There is the standard and the platinum. The platinum basically is the standard version plus more. The game really could be put in two sections of this video, either driving or sandbox. The majority of people probably are just going to drive, so you'll get quite a few routes with the game and you can simply drive these. But the other side of the game is you can actually build your own routes. Now there's no money involved in this. Once you've built it, you can automate it so everything runs by itself like a model train set, Sandbox. Or you can actually drive it yourself. So looking at the price, so the base version is 80% off at £6.70, which is $7.99 US. Or the platinum version is 66% off at £20.01 or $23.85 US. Now personally, I like the building side of this, so I would only probably play it as a sandbox. As I say, most of you probably would just drive. I think personally Train-Sim is better than this for driving. I think though this is probably one of the best sandbox games out there. So next up we have Train-Sim World 5. Now they've just released Train-Sim World 6 out. That one's not on sale. This one is at £19.99, which is $24.99 US. Now it's notable that on previous sales there's been the standard version, plus they've had the deluxe and the regional versions. We've always discussed, saying you'd go for the deluxe, it's a better option. To put it in context, on the last sale this version was £7.99 or $9.99 US, so it's a lot more now. I think, I haven't checked this, but I think the deluxe version was this price previously. This game, you can't build any routes. What you can do, I think you can make timetables now. I think they've added that in. I'm not totally sure. It's a driving game. Again, you load the game, you choose a map, you choose a route on that map, you choose your train, you drive, you get scored. The reason why I said this is better is because Trainz allows you to build your own routes. So you have the certain tools to build those routes. Because this game doesn't have that, you're able to have a better scoring system. And also because the other game has the editor, I think this one's more optimized. It will look nicer. This game will probably look nicer than Trainz will. Personal opinion on that one, but I think it does. Now before Train-Sim World, Dovetail had this game, Train Simulator. Now it's called Classic now because it's essentially an older game. It's using an older engine, but it's still very playable. And it's also a lot cheaper. It's 80% off at £4.99, which is $5.99 US. Now, unlike Train Sim World, this one does still have the deluxe version, which is at $6.99 or $7.99 US. Once again, you'll get everything you get in the Classic, plus you get a few more bits and bobs. Like Trainz, this game you can actually build your own route as well as drive. It doesn't look as nice as Trainz does because it's a much older game engine, but the resources are less, so if you've got an older PC, maybe this is a better game for you. Now if you're looking for something a little bit harder, because the last games are just really made for the masses, they're made to learn how to drive these games. If you're looking for something a little bit harder to play, then maybe have a look at Simrail. So it's on sale right now at 30% off at £20.65 or $24.49 US. It's a single player game and a multiplayer game, so you can play with others. You can drive trains or you can be a controller, sort of signaller. Enter the box and become as a dispatcher, they call it, 'cause it's American English. Take care of your station, prepare the path for a train, keeping in mind the rules and schedule. Use devices in different areas, but remember something can break. Oh, there you go. And it's got multiplayer on it. So if you're looking for something a little bit more difficult, maybe playing with friends as well, maybe this is the game for you. But if you'd rather play on the trams instead of the trains, maybe this game's a good choice. Subway Sim 2. Not really looked at this game, so you can drive two routes, the U1 and U3 in Berlin. It looks very nice though. Maybe we should actually try this out on the channel at some point. So you can see there's two offers here. Now the first one is if you own Subway Sim 1. If you own that one, you can get a 10% discount, which takes it to 1507 UK. However, if you're just buying it straight, then this is the price down here. It's 15% off at 2507 or 2974 US. I mean, it's actually 3 underground railway lines in Hamburg and Berlin. So I think it's 2 in Berlin and 1 in Hamburg. 41 kilometers, a lovely created track, 51 stations, 3 playable, highly detailed vehicles. You got 3 trains, functional depots, challenging scenarios and dynamic weather, lively environment with passengers, AI trains and AI cars. So there's stuff to watch as you are driving along. Career mode with realistic transport issues such as delays, red lights and breakdowns. Impressive graphics thanks to Unreal 5. Oh, it does look very nice. So if you played that, let me know. Tell me what you think about it. Diesel Railcar Simulator. We have something like 150 videos of this game. I love this game, I really do. Set in an imaginary world in 1960s UK, so they're not real lines, but they are actual real trains and DMUs. Yeah, it's just lovely to drive. I really enjoy driving this game. It's been out a couple of years now. It's 35% off at £10.88 or $12.99 US. I really recommend this game. The devs put a lot of effort into it. It's a single dev, put a lot of effort into this game. I don't usually mention games which are not on sale, but this is the dev's new game, Construction. Build tracks to link up things and make money, basically. We've got a few videos on this on the channel. Yes, it's lots of fun. Very different game to the other one. Very different game to the other one. All in first person. You're driving this thing, you just lay tracks. The Diesel Railcar is very much like the other games in this section. You will load the game. You can choose a route, choose a map, then choose a route, choose the train, and off you go. It has some workshop routes on it as well. There's no DLC for this game. It's really fun to play because they're 1960s, 1950s, 1960s sort of era. They're very simple to drive, these things. And you can either use the on-screen controls or you can use the keyboard to do it. It's got gamepad support as well if you want to do that. It even works just about on the Steam Deck. Actually, all these games pretty much run on Linux because I play on Linux. So I don't think there's any of these games on this list which won't. ZD Simulator. Actually, I don't know if this one works on Linux. I should say that because I haven't tried this one. It is quite cheap right now. It's £5.71 with 60% off, or $6.79. So that's $6.79 US. Lots and lots of DLC for it. Lots and lots of DLC. It looks like it is an older game. It's still constantly worked on. You can see it's very positive reviews. Exactly the same as the others. Pick your route, drive it, get scored. Let's look at the game features. Simple complex mode, so it's good for beginners and for immersion. Realistic physics, detailed environment, ability for the instructor to set various faults and emergencies. I'm assuming that's some sort of learning mode you've got at some point. More than 50 routes, which is more than 3,000 kilometers of real track. Network play compatible. So is it multiplayer? It doesn't say up there. Driving at a distance, dispatch control of signals and movement, made with love for the community by professional train drivers. Aww. Train Crew, a Japanese game. I think it's a fictional route. I just think it's one route, I think, comes with this game. I believe. Yes. It's 20% off at £11.43 or £13.59. Essentially, you want to be precise. You want to get to the station exactly on time. If you don't, you get scored down. Simple as that. I think there's 2 modes now. I think they've added a conductor mode into this game as well. I believe they have. I think I read that. Yeah, there you go. There's the conductor. I think the graphics are quite simple. There's the route. There you go. All right. So I don't know when this was done, but this bit's playable now. This is the idea. This is the bit they want to add to it. Graphics are fine. I've played the demo. There is a demo of this one. You can download and try it. It's fine. I quite like it. Thought I'd include it. As I say, 20% off at £11.43. Zusi 3 is not on sale, so that's why it's not on the list. Anyway, that's going to be it for this section of games. Next up, we have the economic driving games, job simulators. You pick a job, do it, and then get paid in some sort of in-game currency. Now, Derail Valley would be on this list in this section of the video, but it's not on sale, so that's why it's not here. So first up is Railroader. What a fantastic game. You can see overwhelmingly positive. You start off with a tiny bit of the map open. There is a single map. It starts off with a little bit of a tutorial. Start off with 2 locos and some rolling stock. You do jobs for the local businesses. You get paid. Once you've got to a certain point, you open up another bit of the map, then another bit of the map, and it gets bigger, 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 and bigger. So it's a single player and multiplayer. There is unofficial mod support. There is Linux support. I played on Linux. Even mods can be done on Linux. I've shown how to do that as well. It's an excellent game. What can I say? And right now it's 20% off at £19.99, which is $23.99 US. It's set in the 1950s. Plenty of locos to mess around with. The mods even can mess around with adding extra track and stuff like that. You can see, look, it's going to derail in a second. If you derail, it's going to cost you money. In fact, actually just running the train is going to cost you money. Yeah, I can't express how great this game is. It really is. We've done a long series where we opened the map up. Was it last year we did that? When it first came out? Yeah, it's one of those games when a little bit further on, I want to go a little bit further on, we'll do it all over again, we'll start again. Well worth playing again, well worth it. Railroads Online, I laugh because this one's gonna make a lot of comments. Again, you lay your track, you connect the businesses up, you do deliveries, everything's manually done. Actually, Railroader, the previous game, you can automate some of that. So you can, if you are playing by yourself like I did, you can automate. This game though is fully manual. You have to drive everything. At the beginning, you can only actually build in first person, which made it really hard. Later on, they added in third person. There's a few issues with it, but again, you essentially fly in the air. You're looking down, you're building. It's very, very easy to do, and you can build quite quickly now. You can see the sort of structures you can make on it. I find it a fun game to play. I think it's a frustrating game because there are the issues. So the game's currently 40% off at £14.99, which is $17.99 US. Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator, I laugh. If you look at all these, yeah, look at this. It looks like it's just a killing game. You just kill people. But actually, it is a lot of it is a driving. Let's go on to the driving side. Oh, yeah. Again, it really does look like that, doesn't it? But no, I've watched someone play this. I haven't played it, but it's very positive, as you can see. You're essentially going down the line doing jobs. Things happen like this. You get, animals trying to get your people, which are not so great, and you have to do other things. But generally, it's a driving game. You have jobs to do. You make money from that. So right now, it is 30% off £11.72, which is $13.99 US. So if you want something a little bit extra, then this might be it. Train Life. Yes, there's a couple of games which will always actually get people to comment, and this is going to be one of them. So let's start with the price. It's 90% off at £1.69 or $1.99 US. That's 90% off. Why is it 90% off? Because you can't really call it abandoned because it's reached version 1. And I don't think if a game reaches version 1, you can call it abandoned. But a bit like Railroads Online, it hasn't really received many updates. In fact, any updates after that, I don't think. It's the same sort of thing. Basically, you start in a location, you have a train, you have a train to start off with. I think you do. You go and do some jobs. And that you make money, and then you can upgrade and all that sort of stuff. So it's a job simulator, just like the rest of them in this list. Graphics were fine. I didn't really find any crashes, but again, if you go and look through the forums about this game, you're going to find lots of complaints of things which haven't happened or didn't work. I think that's the problem. Infinite Rails. Yeah, it's a new game. We looked at this a couple of months ago. I think there's been a couple of updates since then. At that point, really what I was doing was a presentation rather than actually showing gameplay. You build your track, connect some industries, and actually hopefully make money. Yeah, here we go. So it actually has updated this slightly. I don't think that crane existed before. You literally just clicked on the wood and put it onto the... there, you click on the platform when I played it last, and it just generated the wood. You click on the wood from the platform, and then click on the truck there, and then it would actually put it onto the truck. So yeah, it is slowly being updated. It's one for the future. By the way, it's £13.49, 10% off, or it is $16.19 US. Yeah, we'll probably take another look at this, but we're going to wait another few months and actually see how it updates, what else is added. So I don't think we haven't got enough on it yet to actually to try out again. So that's it for this section. Now on to sandbox games now. So you build in third person, using third person with no money, put your track down, place a train, watch it go round. So yes, model railway games. So we would have Trainz and Train Simulator in this section, but we've already done those. So we're going to start off with Rolling Line, and it is a fantastic game. So you're going to love it or not, basically based on if you want it to look absolutely real. Obviously doesn't, but I love it. A lot of people do. You can build what you want. You can control all the trains. There is a small bit of automation where you can set a train to stop at the station or do an action. It's a VR game as well, so you can play on either on desktop or in VR. I think it's great. I really, really do. It's got workshop support. This is probably the game I would go for. If someone was to say, I want a model railway game, this is probably it. As I said, there's no money involved or something. You don't have to earn money to do something. It's a sandbox game. You build something and you can drive it, the loco, and a small bit of automation so you can actually run multiple trains. Now, we have done that on the channel. We have a quite large route, which I built. Well worth it, well worth it. So it's 25% off at the moment at £11.61, which is $14.99 US. So I thought it was a good game to actually show second, Train Yard Builder. That's a similar price to the last game. So this is 35% off at £10.88 or $12.99 US. Again, Rolling Line was 25% off at £11.69 and $14.99. The thing is, the value for the last game is better than this one because you got more. This though, the selling point for this one is very basic. If you don't want to learn how to do too many things, like look at this is very simple, isn't it? It's a grid-based building system, and then you just put it down. The locos, the rolling stuff are all very basic. Most of the wheels don't actually turn on the locos. If you was looking for this one on Rolling Line would take you longer to actually learn, but it would be more rewarding to play. Now this game is very, very different to the previous ones. It started off as a bit of software to actually use to develop your own real model railway. So you'd use this to plan out a model railway. It's now become a game. It's even been released on Steam. Now, the big thing about this game, there is a free version of this. They call it a demo. The difference is you can see you've got pieces there. You can actually extend those pieces. Now, each of the pieces, you can only use so many pieces and save it. But what you'd really do is just use one piece and extend it as the infinite amount you want to. Then you can make quite a nice little route. You can't do massive routes on the free version, but it's fully playable, this free version. So I would certainly say go and download this and try it. It's a nice little game. It's a fun little game. It looks quite nice. Graphics aren't as nice as, say, Trainz or Train Sim World or something like that, but it's very nice. It's on the sort of level of EEP, but again, EEP is not on this list today because it's not on sale. Yeah, this one's 33% off at $23.45, or it is $26.79 US. The problem with this game is that you have Trainz. And Trainz is £20.01 Trainz, the platinum version, or £23.85. So it's cheaper than this, but you get more. That's the problem this game's got. If they didn't exist, then yeah, this would be a good game to get. But they do exist, and you would get Trainz over this game. Islands and Trainz, what a fantastic little game. It's very simple. Let's put on the video. We've made a video on this. When I made the video, you can only run one train. It's very limited. There's immediately everyone in the comments saying, can we please have multiple trains? They brought it out. They bought it. So we're going to do another video at some point. That can happen if you are not careful. There are signals. There's a bit of automation, I believe. I haven't tried it since the update. Look at that. Fantastic little game. Very, very simple to play. It is just a little sandbox game. There's controller support, I'm fairly sure, because I played it on the Steam Deck. Is there controller support? Not sure. Either way, I managed to play it on the Steam Deck with no problem. It's quite low poly, isn't it? So I don't think there's a problem with that. It's £4.71. Look, £4.71. £4.71 or $5.59 US, 20% off. This is a great game for that price. It's a great game. It should be double that price quite easily. Very positive, as you can see. I recommend this game. It's fun. And talking of fun, that leads us to the last game in this section, which is Tracks. Very similar to that one, but this is out way, way before that. Do you remember those old wooden tracks you used to get as a kid, and then you maybe have a train like that? Or I think my daughter had a plastic train which went on top of it. Yeah, you can put more of the rooms down, you can drive them. There's two sides to the game. There's it's like a campaign where you basically have to connect stations up on that and get the people from one station to another. You've got a time limit to do that. Or you got the sandbox mode, you just build what you want. 50% off at $9.99. It's $9.99 US, so it's a controlled price, isn't it? I quite like this game. Once again, though, I think this one's better. I'm going to be honest, I think this one's better. But even so, if you're into this, and I do have this game, we have got a few videos on the channel, then yeah, I think it's well worth buying. It's a good game. I just think the other one, the newer game's better. And that leads us on to the final section, which is Tycoon games. So you set up a route on a map and watch the train meet your money. Transport Fever 2. Now, if you must have heard of this game. Transport Fever 3 is coming out. So there is a massive, massive sale on this game now. 90% off, £3.35. And if I click on the right page on my notes over the other screen, it's $3.99 US. Pretty much as I just stated, you will actually pick a map to play. They will have the industries and they will have towns onto it. Then you just basically connect them up. Hopefully the routes you connect will make money. It's graphically lovely. I think it's really nice for what it is. You can make it into a sandbox game as well. So you can load it up. You don't have to play with money. You can just put trains down if you want, put lines down, just put scenery down. It's got workshop support, and there's so many different trains, scenery, stations, brushes to do different things with the actual ground, paints. There's different grasses you can actually paint down. Anything you can think of is probably on the workshop for this game. The only thing which I wish it would have, and I wish that 3 would have, and I know 3 doesn't have, is if you do an end-to-end line, the train will flip at the other end, so it just turns around. I wish it didn't do that, and I wish they'd made a change on number 3 to actually so it didn't do that. Fantastic game. I love this game. We've had many, many series of it. Railgrade. I thought it was an epic when it first came out because it's an exclusive, but again, it works on Windows, works on Linux, works on my Steam Deck. I think this game's out on Switch 1, so it can work on pretty much anything, this game. 2 versions of the game, so you've got basically a campaign where you just do what it tells you to do in the campaign, and then you'll have a map, do the things on the map, finishes, go on to the next map, etc., do what it wants. It's like every other game in this section, basically, that you will create a route, it will automate, the trains will go certain places, make you money. The maps aren't humongous. They're bigger on the open play mode, because that's the other mode you've got. And that's the play where I played it certainly on the last video series we did. Now, the problem with this game, you can see there's quite a lot of track, there's quite a lot of trains. I like games where you actually you set up a route and then you allocate the locos or the trains to it. Whereas this game, you don't do that. You allocate the train to the bit of track. So you tell the train to go from A to B to A to B. Now, if you've got 10 trains doing that, you've got to tell each 10 trains to go A to B, A to B. If you want to add a C into that, you've got to then edit each of those 10 trains to add the C in. Whereas on Transport Fever, for instance, because it's done by route, you just change the route and all of your trains on that route, multiple trains, will do the action. So that is the minus for this game. Anyway, 67% off, £8.24, or it is $9.89 US. Fun game. A-Train 9 version 5.0. So this is the final version of this game. So it looks old. It is old because this game's been out a long time. And this version has only just come out in November 2024. But it's got something that Transport Fever doesn't. You're noticing there's, turntable. And the loco's moving by itself without the actual... yes, it has that. I bought this game. And I thought I was going to play it on the channel because it does that. And we can discuss how we'd like Transport Fever to be. The problem is the controls. They're horrible. I just could not get my head around it. You cannot change them either. There's no key binding. Either way, it is 25% off at £25.12, or it is $29.99 US. You may get on better with an idea. I just didn't, which is why you've never seen a video. Railway Empire 2. I like this game. Once again, you pick your map, and then you build your routes and hopefully make money. You can have competitors if you want. There's a campaign type thing as well, where you have certain jobs to do, and I think one of them we did on the channel, which was you have to build from one side of the map to the other quicker than the opponent does. It does have the odd issue. I remember the camera just decides to go off by itself sometimes. It's done that through multiple versions as well. So what is it? It is 45% off at $25.29, which is, and I didn't write that down. That's really bad of me. Wait a second. Okay, wonderful Steam DB. So yeah, in US it's $27.49. This is, I really recommend this site, Steam DB. Just go to Google, go search it. It is what? SteamDB.info. You put any game into there, tells you what the price is, tells you a little bit of the price history as well. So these are quite big. So for instance, now it's $27.49 US. But previously, it's the last few times it's been that. They went up a little bit there. It was $29.99 before that. It was $34.99 the discounts. You can see where it is and how good the discount is. Well worth looking. Yeah, but 45% off is not bad, is it? Not bad at all. But that's not as good as Sweet Transit, because they have 70% off. Yes, they do. So it's normally $24.99 UK. It's now £7.49, which is $8.99 US. It's a Raylo Poly game. Steam Deck compatible. Doesn't have gamepad support. It's only Steam Deck compatible, because they've messed around with the controls to make it work. It is one of those games where you want to make money from, but you want to build a city. It's a city builder. You want to get the goods to the city to build your city. You can have as many cities as you want. You can have one city feeding a few industries, another city feeding another industry. Then you can hopefully get those industries to coexist and actually deliver to both cities. And you're really just trying to grow the cities. You're doing it with money, so you can spend money on the city. Well, upgrade the city and stuff, because that takes money. There's a lot to do in it. Voxel Tycoon. Again, aesthetically, either going to like this or not. You start off with one section of the map open, or is it one or two sections of the map open? That might have a few resources, isn't it? From those resources, you set industries, and then you have some towns. So you want to connect the towns up so you can do people, people, transit, there's buses, trains. And once you've got enough money, you can open up more bits of the map and other industries will come. And you can see is that you can add a big train network. We have played this a little bit. I quite liked it, but assess it, you're either going to like it or not. I think there's workshop support on this as well, which extends things. Yes, there is. Yeah, I quite like it. For the price, what is it? $16.79. Now, the problem this has is transport fee resist, and it's only what, is it £3.35? Anyway, it's 20% off at $16.79 UK, or that is $19.99 US. It's worth it. The problem it's got is Transport Fever 2 exists, and it's cheaper. And so the very last game on our list is Railroad Corporation 2, just after I've had a lovely cough. My throat's gone very dry. Yeah, this is the angle we're going to be looking down at pretty much all the time. There's no sign in the first person. This video, I say this every time I do these videos, is slightly misleading because it shows some views like this one, which you cannot get in all this one. It's always downward. Always downward. 2 maps, I believe, at the moment. There's a nice green map, there's a nice snowy map. Again, you set up your cities, basically some industries, you connect the industry up with the cities, they make money. You can then use that money to build more railways, to then connect more industries, to make money, etc, etc. I quite like it. It's a single developer. It still needs time. I don't know if it's worth it, 20 quid. Again, Transport Fever. 20% off, $19.99, or it is $23.99. On that note, that's really going to be it. There's lots more on sale. So if we were just head to Steam, and if we were just go to categories, for instance, train games, you'll see lots and lots of games on sale. So this is a film, basically. It's a 1080p video, 60 frames per second, I think, and you slow it down if I speed it up as you go. That's another game. There you go. Japanese, lovely scenery. It's the second one. They used to put the first one on sale, 40% off at $26.99. Yeah, I do recommend just go and have a little flick through. So there might be something which I haven't mentioned that you actually want. This one really is going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button. See more, please subscribe and press the ding dong bell button. You know what it does. See you next time. Bye.